is up, guys? EJ here, back with another video, and today it's going to be another top 10 list, my top 10 films of 2008. So let's get straight on with it. Counting down from number 10. At number 10 we have Australia, directed by Baz Luhrmann, of course starring Hugh Jackman and Nicole Kidman. I know this film sort of got critically panned, but I really enjoyed it. I love big sweeping epics, I've said it many a time, and this film set in Australia during World War II I thought was fantastic. It's a little overwrought in some places, but there's some good stuff in here. I especially liked Nicole Kidman and Hugh Jackman in this, and David Wenham is also great as the villain. They had some great scenes, some great moments, especially sort of the cattle drive towards the cliff with all the cattle charging towards this cliff is a great moment. Yeah, I love big budget stuff, and Baz Luhrmann has his own flair, I'll put it that way. Australia at number 10. Okay, number 9 we have the Baader Meinhof Complex. Great German film, directed by, I'm going to look it up because I don't want to mispronounce it, Uli Edel. Fantastic film about sort of the Baader Meinhof group who carried out assassination attempts and bombings in the 60s and 70s. Sort of the cousins or brothers, if you like, of people like the IRA. I grew up with sort of the IRA as sort of a very heavy presence in Britain, and I heard of these type of groups as well in Germany. And it's a very fascinating film, great movie, great actors. The girl who's in The Black Book, I believe, is in this film, or The Lives of Others, sorry, Martina Gedeck. Just a fantastic German film. I believe it was nominated for for Best Foreign Film that year. If you haven't seen it and you like your history, especially sort of 60s, 70s, civil rights, anti-fascism groups type of stuff, this is a great film. Okay, number 8, we have Revolutionary Road, directed of course by Sam Mendes, who was married to Kate Winslet at the time, I believe, or they met on the filming of this movie. Of course, Kate and Leo reunited. I love this movie. I know it didn't do as well as a lot of people predicted, but Leo and Kate are great about this sort of married couple in seemingly idyllic suburban life in the 1950s, and it's anything but that. Michael Shannon is amazing in this film. I loved him in this. He's obviously great on Boardwalk Empire and recent movies like Take Shelter, Bug a few years ago. I know a lot of people like Bug on here. Revolutionary Road, I really dug it. Kate Winslet's my favorite actress. And that brings me to number 7, The Reader. Of course, the film that she finally won her Best Actress Oscar for, which she seemingly richly deserved after many years of being nominated for various performances and never really coming close, but she was fantastic in this film. Who directed this? Stephen Daldry. Very good film. She plays a woman after post-war Germany who has an affair with a younger man played by David Cross. And later on in life, he grows up to be a law student, and he comes upon this child that she's involved in. Ralph Fiennes is the older version of him. Fantastic performance by Kate. Very sexy. Yeah, it's pretty taboo, this movie, but it's a great film. She was just awesome in The Reader. I know a lot of people said, oh, they shouldn't have been nominated over The Dark Knight, and they may have been right, but this was still a great film of that year. I would have chosen something else to throw out instead of The Reader, but there you go. The Reader at number 7. Okay, number 6. A lot of the films in my list are sort of films that not everybody loved, and that is Valkyrie. or Valkyrie. Directed by Bryan Singer, of course, starring Tom Cruise. Fantastic cast in this film. A lot of great British actors: Tom Wilkinson, Bill Nighy, Kenneth Branagh. I believe Eddie Izzard is in it as well. Great movie set during World War II. Again, I've said many a time, war movies, movies about war, and World War II is my favorite period of history. Great movie about the attempt by the German high command of the SS to assassinate Hitler and overthrow the Nazi government because they basically knew that Germany was heading to destruction um, because of World War II, and they came pretty close actually. Um, that's what I really liked about this movie is it wasn't just about the assassination attempt, it was the aftermath that they really focused on. They couldn't just kill Hitler and just move into power. They had to do this whole sort of planning and all this stuff to try and overthrow the government. That was really what was most important, and of course they failed miserably in the end and all got shot basically. Very good film. Tom Cruise is great. The cast is great, like I said. Just very tense and an interesting movie. Valkyrie at number 6. Okay, number 5. We have Red Cliff Part 1. Yes, I'm splitting it up because, well, it's a movie by itself, Red Cliff Part 1 and Part 2. Now, I didn't even know about this film until a couple of years ago. Directed by John Woo, set in ancient China, like 4th century China, I believe. Just fantastic, epic, sweeping, romantic, full of action, and great humor as well. I was surprised at how sort of funny it was, but not like in a sort of slapstick comical style like in some martial arts movies. Just brilliant film. And the second part is even better and bigger and better. Stars Tony Leung and Takeshi Kaneshiro. Yeah, I saw this a couple years ago and just thought it was fantastic. Absolutely loved it. And yeah, the second part is just as good as well. Okay, number 4. We have The Wrestler, directed by Darren Aronofsky, of course, and starring Mickey Rourke, Marissa Tomei, and Evan Rachel Wood. Great film about a broken down professional wrestler. Of course, if you grew up watching wrestling like I did, I've sort of gone off it now, actually for a long time. But in the 90s, when I moved here, I loved watching wrestling, Monday Night Raw, and Mickey Rourke just captures like the personality of someone like a Roddy Piper or a Jake the Snake Roberts, something like that. Just amazing. Sort of going around on these sort of amateur wrestling circuits, looking for matches, getting shut up with tons of drugs, and trying to rekindle his relationship with his daughter. Some very heartbreaking scenes with Evan Rachel Wood. And Marissa Tomei, very good as the sort of stripper he befriends. I love their comments on stuff like Guns N' Roses. They're in a bar and Sweet Child of Mine comes on, and they talk about how this was when real music was going on. So yeah, it's sort of nostalgia, 80s, early 90s type of movie. But Mickey Rourke was a force. And all came close to winning Best Actor, which a lot of people thought he should have. But there you go. Number 4, The Wrestler. Okay, number 3 needs not much explanation, of course. The Dark Knight, Christopher Nolan's epic second part of his now completed Batman trilogy. Christian Bale, great as Batman, and Heath Ledger, of course, steals the show. One of his final performances, and he was just amazing as the Joker. It's not a perfect film. I'm not one of those people who thinks it's perfect. It is a flawed film. I'm not crazy about the sort of final third of the movie. There's some stuff that sort of doesn't work for me. But of course you have Aaron Eckhart, great as Two-Face, and Maggie Gyllenhaal, I love Gary Oldman as Commissioner Gordon. Um, yeah, The Dark Knight was just great, and in my opinion, still the best superhero movie. It set the bar, raised it completely for all future superhero movies to be judged by, and that's why I think it's the best still. Okay, number two, we have Milk. Who directed this? Why did I forget? Gus Van Sant. Sorry about that. Great film starring Sean Penn as Harvey Milk, the first openly gay politician in America, who got shot down by one of his colleagues, basically. Josh Brolin, great. Emil Hirsch, Diego Luna, who else? James Franco, and Allison Pill. Thank you for sharing those nude pics, by the way. Yeah, just a fantastic film. Sean Penn was great as Milk, and he, I thought, richly deserved to be the Best Actor winner, which he won for. Mickey Rourke was great as well. You could have gone with either one, but I thought Sean Penn was just as good, if not better. Just a fantastic film. If you like politics, it's just amazing. And like 60s, 70s San Francisco counterculture sort of mixes all that together. Just an amazing movie. I love Milk. Okay, number one. Again, a film that really didn't sort of take off like many people thought it would. But I absolutely loved it, and that's The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, directed by David Fincher. Of course, starring Brad Pitt, Kate Blanchett, and Tilda Swinton. I thought it was a beautiful story. Brad Pitt as this young old man. Well, he's born an old man and grows backwards, basically. Amazing technical and makeup effects, and a really touching story. There's some amazing scenes. I thought Brad Pitt was amazing in this movie, and Kate Blanchett especially as well. Even though I didn't love her in the sort of while she's lying in bed as the old woman, I don't know, something about the voice wasn't really clear when I watched it. But still, amazing performances by both these people, especially when they're younger, when they meet in the middle, when they're sort of about the same age. That was the stuff I really liked. And when he's a young boy but an old man, and she's a young girl, a real young girl, obviously, that kind of stuff really moved me, and it was my favorite film of the year. So there you have it. So there's my top 10 films of 2008. Thank you for watching, as always, and until next time, I'll see ya.
Bond. James Bond.